So we were talking about what a union is for, because we're looking at 2018 and there's a shift between dynamics of men and women. Mm-hmm. And marriage was probably based on some really old school, spiteful basis, and anti-woman basis, you shall do. Even though the vows are pretty equal, the dynamics of what you would see in a marriage probably are quite male focused. And so what is a 2018 marriage actually look like? If you were getting married today, would
2019 marriage?
19, shame.
So, let me bring this back onto myself. For me, I'm like, here we are in this world, in this life, and everybody's got some type of goals or aspirations or whatnot have you that they want to achieve. Mm. If you can find somebody that's aligned with you, in terms of like, I like you, I respect you, I love you, and I want to see you do those things that makes you happy, and they'll come on that journey with you. I feel like the union is about having somebody along on that journey that is going to ensure that you are working to like your optimum. You're being the best the best version of yourself that you can be. So one of the things that I'll always love about my missus is that she will pull me up when I'm not doing enough.
And you're less than yourself.
Yeah.
But don't you just think that, yeah, so we were just talking earlier about what I wanted my wife to do, like basically to prop me up on a pedestal. But in real terms, that's not what, those ideas of defined roles, defined objectives, what you expect that person, expectation, really there's no room for it. Because everything's being broken out of the box. What level of expectation are you?
I feel
that's a question. What level? What's the SLA, the service level agreement that you're looking for from your marriage? What's the absolute like? What are you expecting from her to do?
I like that. What's the SLA? I think for me, I like this question. In terms of what's the minimum that you have to be achieving, there has to be like a constant. Well, number one, there's the kids, which I kind of take as
it's fair.
A given. So as long as you're,
what's your role within the kids there?
I think our role together is like we are. I'm trying to think of the best because I don't want it to sound like we are molding. I was going to say molding. I don't want to be like a molding two human beings, but guiding is the word. So we are there to guide these two human beings to grow up, to be, I always say like, I want my boys to grow up to be people that I would like, you know? Right. And so we may not necessarily have the same idea on how that happens, but I'm secure enough in myself and cool enough to be like, I'm going to let you handle it how you handle it. You let me handle it how I'm handling it. We'll make sure that the messages aren't conflicting, so they're confusing the children. So as long as we're doing that, then that's fine. So that's number one in terms of like, you're my partner in raising these two individuals. I think the second thing is just like, it sounds really airy-fairy, but I really feel like it just comes down to happiness, you know? So, but it's not that it's her job to make me happy. It's her job to make herself happy. Likewise, that's mine. My role is like, it was a bit like you were saying. So, you wanted to go on holiday, you just got to come along with me. So, whatever makes her happy, I'll come along for the journey because we're a partnership. Yeah, but if you're not enthusiastic about it and you've got someone else who could be really enthusiastic about going to that place, there's a shared interest, that city is my favourite city, I want to go with you. What, so are you saying like, so like listen, you're telling me like let's go Dubai and she's saying, or you saying like another woman? Yeah, if your wife really loves Paris, you'll go to keep her company because you think it's the right thing to do. But there's somebody else who would really, really love Paris as much as she does, and that she could have a good time with, then why would she not just do that? I'm saying, why is that for somebody else as in another man or just a friend? Then go with the friend.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so what's specific about, basically what I'm saying is that we're in a space now where we're ultimately, this is disgusting, I'm just demandsmanting an apple live on film. But the idea that you specifically need a individual to do all this stuff with, where we're moving into a place where we have complete freedoms, and like, if we're saying that the predefined roles are not there, so now you have to try and make all of those roles up between you, which is already a nightmare, because there's no assumptions. And then it's like, when it comes down to what you actually have left, why are you actually together, it's like, we're together because, is this a lunchbox for you to house your kids in and say, this is a framework for our kids? What's the actual reason that you don't just, that can be a friendship agreement. Your best friend from 25 years ago, you could have had kids with, and it's like, we're not together, but I get on with you, you have got kid ideals, we're just going to raise kids together.
So earlier, just a minute ago, you said the thing about what's the need for you to be together, and I was like, well, actually, there isn't a need.
A want,
and that's exactly what it is. Like it's a choice. Like I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah, even at your worst, even at your best, like. I'm not interested in sharing this journey with anybody else. Now, if something tragic happens, whatever, that's a completely different thing. But as it stands, we're here together. We've been through a lot together. We've grown together, and I'm choosing you. Likewise, you've chosen me to do this together. Yeah. It's a want, and I feel like.
So why is marriage important in that though? Because it's great that you've identified. There's people that I've known since I was 5 years old during my life now. We've chosen to be in each other's lives to this point, and that's a conscious decision. Why actually bother getting married? What's the actual purpose of a marriage? Because it feels like it's built on a construct that's based on religion / some old gender roles. You take away those two things, the actual need to do it, other than a lunchbox for kids.
Yeah, in all fairness, again, I think I'm probably not the best person to answer that, because I always went through a thing of, before we got married and before we had kids, I would always argue with her, us having children together, to me signifies much more of a commitment than us getting married. Yeah. Now, I think a part of me was, not that I did believe it, but a part of me was also saying it because, just being a bit antagonistic, because I always knew that I wanted to get married. Getting married, being married was always something that I wanted to do. I've never really questioned it to this extent, because I feel like growing up, I had a good example of marriage. Yeah, so my mum and don't get me wrong, they were perfect, they argued and whatnot have you, but essentially I came up in a good, healthy home, and I saw what my mum and dad had. I saw how they would interact with all of their friends and and all of my aunts and uncles and their marriages and all of my cousins, and I'm like, I love that. That whole kind of big family thing and whatnot have you. I love that. I would love to create that with somebody else. So for me, that's one of the really important things of being together with this person. Yeah. And as it stands, what you realise is that once you then get into your marriage, you realise that you can't come in and just try and recreate what it is that you, because like you said, you want to do something, and she's like, yeah, don't want to do that. But it's loving that person enough to be like, because initially in our relationship, when I would want to do stuff and she wouldn't want to do it, that would push a button in me. Yeah. But now I'm just like, because I'm just like, you're an individual, man. You are you, and all of that was constructed in like, you're my wife, and we're this and it's like, no, like, are you happy? And again, it was also, I don't want to go to that family party on my own. So everybody's like, oh, where's that? And then I've got to say the same story like 15 times or whatever. But that's all on me. That's just because I didn't want to do.
But I suppose what the in this era, if you're not particularly religious, the overarching reason to be married is being lost. Because if we're saying that, like, I think a large part of it was the roles that were informed of, like, it's almost like a narrative that's been told to you. We've never really scrutinised. You meet someone, you get married, you have kids, you do that forever, you get a house. And then you challenge that by saying, there are no defined roles. It's not like I'm creating a house for my wife to raise kids in and I got to make money for her to raise my family and that's what my obligation is. It's now all fluid. So my role and Nina's role is basically interchangeable at any given point. She does exactly the same amount of stuff that I do. She makes just as much money as I do, and then she turns that around and is able to, like, raise the kids. She's probably better than all that stuff than I am. But, like, so that preface isn't there. Do we need to be married to do what we're doing? Probably not.
Probably not, because there's loads of people doing it and they're not married.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing about doing it is it's me saying to you, like, I'm committed to you. It's a way of, you know, I'm not saying that, well, no, I am. I was going to say, I'm not saying that people not married aren't committed, but it's like what they haven't done is, and it's symbolic. So they haven't done that symbolic thing of saying, I am committed to you. Now, I'm not saying it's the be all and end all, because people that get married get divorced, people that don't get married stay together forever. Fine, we know that. But I think having that symbolism there is also a reminder, like, in bad times as well, like, you can't just walk away from something. Like, right now, if I want to walk away from this, it's not actually very straightforward.
Okay, can I just ask you guys, why are people getting married in 2019? What role does it play? You have kids, you want someone to do stuff with, but then that may not be permanent. Please comment below, tell me why people are getting married in 2019, if the roles are changed,